What's up, everyone? Welcome to my Cowboys family. Everyone here out there in YouTube Landia, welcome and thank you for joining me tonight on a special collaboration with my fiance. We're going to do this over the phone because right now, hey, what's up, Husky Gaming? You're first today. Good job. You're first every day. Good job. Right now, my wonderful daughter, little Jay, is enjoying a marathon with her grandmother, my mother. They are watching Stranger Things, gearing up, for this Halloween time of the year. And my daughter's going to be 11 from the show. So if you know who that is, then you'll know the costume, what she's going to look like. It'll be fun. And she loves that show, so she can't wait for Stranger Things 2, which comes out, I think, October 27th, right, Husky Gaming? Lead, what's up? Hey, Boomer Sooner, hi. Cowboys Abroad, what's up? How you all doing? Thank you for joining today. I'm going to be honest. Let me first and foremost, let me make sure the audio works here. Let's see. Well, some audio is working, but that's not the right one. Steve Scoggins, what's up? Zeke needs to take the 6 weeks, one way or the other. I'm going to say this about Zeke. And today, guys, it's going to be basically a conversation, just all of us here talking. It's going to be fun. A little relaxation in the bye week here. A little depressing because of yesterday's kind of a half loss for us Cowboys, that the Eagles beat the Carolina Panthers. And that was a shame, but hey, it is what it is. We can't rely on other teams to do this, to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. Of course, now we're in a situation where we need as much help as possible, but it's going to come down to defense getting better, offensive line getting better, and the most important thing, the coaching improving. We just threw away two games. We could have been 4-1. We threw away 2 games because of coaching. And don't let all the other things with Jerry Jones and the anthem and the flag distract you. Don't let this Zeke suspension now distract you. Even without Zeke, I think we could have hung in there for the next 6 games with a 4-1 record and a lot of confidence. But poor coaching put us in this spot. And that's the rest of the story. That's my opinion on that, guys. Make sure you guys hit like if you're in here. If you're new, hit subscribe, guys. We do this every day. Tonight's a special one. I'm going to have Fiancee call me. She's calling in. She's right now at her family's house, at her mom's house. So she's on her way back here shortly. But before she leaves the house, I don't want her talking and driving on the phone. So we decided to do a little coordination over the phone of the Zeke situation and what it entails. If you looked earlier today, we did a go live. Actually, my fiance did the go live today, and she really broke it down very well and really explained the issues with this whole with the reason why Zeke lost and his appeal. I'm sorry, his injunction was not upheld. At the 5th District Court of Appeals in New Orleans decided to rule against Zeke. Basically, they ruled for the NFL, and they didn't rule against Zeke for what he did, what he was accused of doing. Let's put it that way. What the NFL says he did. It's not about that. It's about the procedural situations, and basically it was 2 things. I think they filed too early, and they filed in Texas. And those 2 things they kind of jumped the gun on, and it kind of cost them. At the same time, it seems like it's going to help them a little bit on this next case because it's going to give them another chance in New York now, in the Southern District of New York. So we'll see if that happens. Everyone's saying it's not going to happen, even though this is a bit different than the Brady case. But I'm going to let my fiance really roll more on that. And you guys can ask questions, and she'll see it. I'm sure she's going to be on her laptop, and she can check out what everyone's saying here as well. So let's see here, guys. So this looks good. Really no new news, guys. If you do know, the Dallas Cowboys are on a bit of a vacation, I guess you could say. It's a 4-day break, no practice. Hopefully nobody gets into trouble. There's no issues or incidents. So we'll see what happens, guys. So yes, there's a lot of news in the rest of the NFL, of course. And one of the big names is Navarro Bowman, linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, he's a fantastic linebacker. He definitely was. I know he's a little older. I know he'll probably be costly, but he's an impact player. Again, I love Hitchens and I love Sean Lee. If we can add him, again, guys, we got to think about the monetary situation when it comes to the Cowboys. You know that Jerry Jones always looks into that. So you can bet that he's probably going to be very fiscally responsible. So when we think about it that way, if Navarro Bowman's going to cost $10 million or $15 million, you can bet your butt the Cowboys are not going to get him. It's just being real here. I'm being real. So Let's see here. So let's see. Cowboys are busted. Free Zeke. I agree. I mean, I'm telling you, for someone who all the evidence points to him being not guilty, I've never seen such, I don't know, such slander, I guess you could say, on a human being's career in this way. It's like blatant slander, in my opinion. But the Cowboys, all the other 31 teams, the players and the owners all agreed to this, to give Roger Goodell or the commissioner full control on their opinions when it comes to suspending players, and that's in the CBA, and that's why I think Zeke eventually will probably lose this. But again, if you think about the procedural situations where they hid evidence from Goodell, supposedly, I mean, Goodell says he didn't know. He might have said, "Don't show me that information." But if that's besides the point. If that's proven or not, we don't know. But if the fact is that the stuff was withheld, and in the CBA you have to kind of present all the information to the commissioner, then that could be something that Zeke can maybe get the 6 games taken off. Still a long road ahead if it even goes down that path. If Zeke loses this appeal, I guess, for the injunction, it's over. He's got to serve the 6 games. So let's see here. So Elite Aubrey says, Zeke fought valiantly. People realize he's getting screwed. And I really hope so. I really hope so. And again, I think, if this thing falls through, I think he should come out with a huge, like, hey, I'm very disappointed in this. I did not do this. I'm going to stand by that to the day I die. And it's just very unfair. And it is the way it went down the way it did. And I got to serve my suspension like a man. That's it. And it sucks. But I think he needs to be tough on that stance. If he truly is innocent, which I believe he is based on all of this evidence. So it's incredible. I've never seen it go the other way. So yes, like Tiffany Thompson said, he's a black athlete. She's a white woman, and the league decided to believe her, and that's the shame. That's the unfortunate part, guys. And I agree 100%. So give me a second, guys, because right now Fiancee is about to jump on here. Let me just answer our last couple questions. Fiancee, if you can hold on for a second. And let me see here. So we're going to run to all these things later. Cowboys abroad about Darren McFadden or Morris. I think it's going to be an interesting mix. I'm hoping it's McFadden personally. I think Morris would be a good change of pace kind of guy. I think McFadden can do all the facets of a running back. So I like that in the beginning. Maybe towards as these 6 games progress, maybe we see Rod Smith take a bigger role. So it's going to be definitely interesting, guys. It's up in the air, honestly. I think it's up in the air. It's going to be cut by committee and by down and distance and situational, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. LM says, how do you feel about getting Bowman? As I said, we discussed that. Elite says, welcome to America. Take the 6 weeks, come back, refocus for the home stretch. Elite says, Ella can't be worse than what we have now. I mean, I like Hitchens and Lee. Other than that, it's a big drop-off in my opinion. And Bowman would be a great 3rd linebacker. And I don't mean he'd be the 3rd one, but I'm saying he'd be a great mix in those 3 guys, just patrolling the run and pass, and just really smart football players, great athletes, and just as long as they stay healthy, we got great linebackers. If we get a Bowman onto the team, we got to look at the numbers, because Jerry Jones is. So let's see here. Anthony Mixon says, do you think we should try to get Bowman from the Niners? As I said, I kind of answered that now. Jamil Showers, he won't make the team. I don't see him making. He's not going to make it at safety. We just keep an eye basically for special teams / quarterback maybe. Hold on a second, guys. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. I'm going to put you on speaker, all right? And hook you up. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me put the Fiancee on. All right, let's see. Baby, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Let's see if everybody else can. See if you can check it on your see if you can check it on your.
Oh no, just let me see, please. The screen is a few seconds behind, so I have to wait to you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, what is up, YouTube? Fiancee here.
Oh wait.
All right, let me see.
There it goes. Okay, now I can hear you. I think it's gonna work now, guys. If you can hear, let me know. Baby, go ahead and talk if you.
Let me see. Hello. All right, there. So I can kind of hear myself.
Echo.
But I would.
Sorry, guys. This is the Zeke portion, guys. Keep that in mind. This is the Zeke portion of the show. So make sure you ask your questions now about the hearing, about the appeal, about the loss, all that stuff. Let's see if this works. Let me know if you guys can hear,
Let
guys.
me know, baby.
Yeah, go ahead, baby. Do your thing. I mean, go ahead. My fiance is going to discuss here a little bit about the Zeke situation, the Zeke case, and let me know if you guys have problems hearing on this. But go ahead, baby. Kick it off.
All right, guys. So I did discuss all of this in the video that we posted earlier today, so definitely make sure to check that out. Let me see. So basically, let's go ahead and get started with the facts of the case. So the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the NFL. And basically what that means is just the big argument in case here was whether or not Ezekiel Elliott, had, I'm trying to find the right word, not jurisdiction exactly, but, did he have precedent? Did he have the right, basically, to file that suit before the NFL came to its decision and in Texas? So basically the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals said, no, you can't file a suit on a decision that hasn't been made yet. And I'm not really sure what the reasoning was for not having it in Texas, but either way, guys, it's in the Southern District of New York courts now. And just to update on what I spoke about earlier, sorry. I spoke earlier saying that it was a possibility that they might still try to appeal through Texas. I can pretty much confirm that that's probably not going to happen just because they did file paperwork in the Southern District of New York. But we will be keeping you updated on that, guys. So let me see. Like I said, though, them filing in Texas, even though they lost this one part.
Let me ask you a quick question. So what you're saying is that, I mean, the fact that the NFL never gave the decision yet on when he was making his appeal to the NFL, and they were still, doing their hearing, the NFL's hearing, when they were doing that, and they were waiting that was a Harold Henderson hearing?
Exactly. So, yeah, before Henderson made his decision, right, Ezekiel Elliott and his legal team filed the temporary restraining order. And basically, Texas, right? The court... Yeah, and they filed it in Texas. And the court is basically saying you can't file a temporary restraining order on a decision that hasn't come down yet because Henderson still hadn't ruled, even though we all knew what he was going to rule, and he ended up ruling that way.
Yeah. Wow.
And again, like I said, the Texas jurisdiction thing, I don't really understand why they could or couldn't do it there or why they chose to file it there. Really, guys, the end result is just that they don't have jurisdiction, and Southern District of New York Court does have jurisdiction. That's pretty much it. But the good thing that filing in Texas did was it set a legal precedent. So what does that mean? So, we all know in our legal system, most decisions that judges make and things like that is based on precedent and what cases and other people have done before, what the law guides you to do.
Right.
And in this case, at least, now we have Judge Mazant, who originally kind of sided with Zeke and granted the temporary restraining order. And we have Judge Graves, who, even though it seems like he did rule in favor of Zeke, like he agreed with Zeke's team, he basically said the same thing that Judge Mazant said and kind of backed that up and agreed with him. So, and I do have the direct quote. I do want to read it again, what actual Judge Graves said inside of the decision that the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals made. All right. So we'll read that in a second. So here, I want to kind of touch on basically the three decisions that Zeke has. He basically has three legal actions. So the first one is obviously have the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal to reconsider or file another preliminary injunction at the Fifth District Court level. So I'm pretty sure that that's what's going to happen. Again, when it comes to this legal stuff, guys, until it starts happening, it's really hard to say what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So exactly. So one of the second options is basically what I think is most likely going to happen, which is that they're going to argue the case in New York and it's going to go to litigation. So I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. It's the same thing that happened in the Brady case. I discussed in the Zeke video earlier what the major difference is Because remember, Ezekiel Elliott's team is making pretty much the same legal arguments that Tom Brady's team was making. They were making very similar legal arguments, even though the evidence was different.
Okay, so you're saying that basically this is going to go and he's going to be able to play against the Niners in the 6 games.
So it's very likely, and again, according to the sources and the information we have now, the court will most likely have at least an oral hearing before that 49ers game. So it's hard for me to say 100% in any way until things start moving. But the NFLPA did file a motion in the Southern District of New York.
I was going to ask you, did Zeke and the NFLPA do that already?
Yeah, and that's why I said that it's very likely that they won't be going for like a rehearing in the Texas court or in the 5th District Court.
Right, they're just jumping right to that.
So, exactly. So the thing is that, again, I'm not 100% sure what it is that they're asking of the Southern District of New York Court. And as of now, it just looks like they're just acknowledging that they have jurisdiction, very similar to how the NFL filed the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals decision with the Southern District of New York. So, and of course, and just to kind of finish this up, and the third option that Ezekiel Elliott basically has, let's say things in New York do not go in his favor and they rule against him.
Okay.
He actually can, his lawyers can appeal to have the Supreme Court hear the arguments and the case, and the Supreme Court, they have the final decision on whether they will hear the case or not. So, there you go. Yeah, no, so in Cowboys Abroad, you make a really good point. It's stupid. If I'm afraid someone's going to kill me, I should be able to get a restraining order before they actually do.
Saying Cowboys Abroad, a great comment. So, that's very true. And
exactly. So, and it makes a good point where Ezekiel Elliott had no choice but to file before it came down, because had he waited, he would have had to serve part of the suspension. There wouldn't have been time to appeal the decision, and we all know that we're going to wait till the last minute to hurt him as much as possible.
Exactly, that was the plan. So from the NFL.
So exactly. So anyway, it's really dumb. And anyway, guys, like I said,
though, you did say that they can take this to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but again, it's up to the Supreme Court if they'll even hear the argument.
Of course, right.
It's very unlikely that they'll actually hear it, which is why it's kind of like a last resort, shot in the dark. Yeah.
Well, all right, baby. Thank you for that. I mean, everybody here is on board and agree. And what's up, Wolf Rider? How you doing? But I mean, everybody agrees. I appreciate the information. You're breaking this down in a way that's much more understandable, and again, a lot different than the way that ESPN and NFL Network and other popular
they don't really break down the actual legal steps, and I just think it's interesting because, again, in a case like this, and after the whole Brady Deflategate, it really highlights the fact that Article 46. It was just like the collective bargaining agreement, the NFLPA, whatever the heck it was. They really messed up here. They need to protect the players and their rights and allow players to, have a fundamentally fair hearing, regardless of whether you're Tom Brady or Ezekiel Elliott or a freaking 6-round scrub.
I agree 100%.
So, and the big thing, guys, the big difference in Ezekiel Elliott's case and Tom Brady is the fundamental fairness argument they're trying to make. I guess Brady, the way that their legal team put it was that, the person who was claiming that he was guilty, I guess, was not really credible, but it was kind of a secondary or collateral witness. But the credibility of the witness that's being questioned now is the key witness. And when I say credibility, I mean, the actual facts of the case, guys. So, and that all just kind of goes into the whole, Miss Roberts' comments were ignored. Goodell didn't hear it. Ezekiel Elliott's team did not have, and that's the big one, guys. That's the one thing that they can really hopefully use to their advantage. Because Article 46 says that both sides have to present all discoveries, all evidence, and it's pretty clear that on the NFL side, they did not give Ezekiel Elliott's legal team all the information, all the evidence that they had. So that's the big thing that hopefully is going to win Zeke the case, because the NFL did withhold evidence and information from his side.
And the only thing is that the only thing about that is that the question is, was it okay for in the CBA in the collective bargaining agreement? Is it okay? Because again, they give Goodell all power.
So, exactly. So that's the tricky thing.
Is it okay for him to not have to hear all the evidence? Is that still
exactly,
legal in the CBA?
That's kind of the tricky thing, and that's why it's up to the court to kind of look into. Well, no, that's why the court has to look into how other disciplinary hearings have been handled and how the information was given to him then.
Right,
because in those situations, exactly, if in those situations they listened to, like, I guess the main investigator or all the people, and they valued all their opinions the same, and all of a sudden in this case they didn't, or it's again found that they actually went out of their way to withhold that information, you know?
Right. No.
So it's just, the thing is, again, because Article 46 is so vague, it doesn't really specify what counts as evidence. And I know that's such a ridiculous thing to say.
Well, that was agreed to by the players, and that's unfortunate.
Exactly, and that's the problem of biting them in the butt right now. The fact that they can't really come to a solid consensus of, okay, it's clearly this, clearly that. So it's up to the court to decide.
Well, baby, thank you for all of this information. Yeah. I mean, it was really informative. I definitely, again, kind of had an idea, but you really broke it down into a way where I haven't heard it before. So thank you for that, baby. And I'll see you soon.
Yep. Yes, baby. I'm going to head out soon, but I want to go ahead and finish up just because I loved reading Justin Zan's direct comments on what he thought on the Ezekiel Elliott, specifically about the fundamental fairness thing, and I really like what Judge Graves has to say here. So
go for it.
And everyone in the chat, guys, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us here tonight, and let us know if you have any other questions about the Zeke thing. I hope I did a good job breaking it down for you guys, and that you guys feel more informed about what's going on, and also about the whole Brady thing, because even that case, I didn't really get it until I started doing research into this whole Zeke thing.
Very interesting, baby. Thank you so much. Go ahead, finish up with the comments, and then I'll do some questions.
All right, so here, we're done. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep it short. So, the NFLPA and Elliott were arguably denied the right to present, by testimony or otherwise, any evidence relevant to the hearing. At the hearing, the NFL attempted to keep Roberts, the only investigator to interview all witnesses, from testifying, and denied access to the investigative notes and the opportunity to question the accuser. The NFL's arbitrator then denied access to the investigative notes. 4 of the interviews with the accuser were not transcribed, but were in those notes. The arbitrator also denied the opportunity to question the accuser, who was the only witness to any alleged domestic violence. So, and I really want to repeat that again, guys. The arbitrator also denied the opportunity to question the accuser, who was the only witness to any alleged domestic violence, guys. So the only witness in the second case is couldn't ask questions, couldn't access any of the notes. I mean,
Say that again. We lost you for a second.
Sorry about that. I said that this really bothers me, the fact that Judge Graves says that the arbitrator also denied the opportunity to question the accuser, who was the only witness to any alleged domestic violence. So basically, the only witness,
Tiffany Thompson,
was not allowed to be questioned by Zeke's team, and they also couldn't access all the investigative notes. So how exactly is he supposed to defend himself? I mean, it's just insane.
Exactly.
So, all right, so let me continue. So, after the NFLPA was successful in compelling Roberts' testimony, the NFLPA discovered that Roberts was excluded from meetings with Goodell and outside advisors. So, and I find it interesting, again, the only advisor that was excluded seemed to be her, everyone else was in this little buddy group. I don't know.
Which one was the other one? We lost you again for a second. It was her and who? Kaya Roberts? And...
No, it says that Roberts was excluded from meetings with Goodell and outside advisors. So basically, Goodell and outside advisors all had meetings, and Roberts was not invited. Again, a little ridiculous. So the revelation of Roberts' exclusion suggests that Goodell was not fully informed before making his decision about the appropriate punishment. This is important for 2 reasons. 1, the arbitrator properly gave deference to the commissioner, and 2, all of that is evidence relevant to the hearing. So the big thing that Judge Graves establishes is that the information given by Ms. Roberts is evidence that is absolutely relevant to this hearing, that her voice and the evidence that she found absolutely has a factor to say in it.
We're losing you, baby.
All All right. Sorry about that, guys.
Last sentence. Just go ahead and repeat it, and we're gonna. Yeah, I'm getting a bad signal from you, so.
Yeah. No. It's fine. So basically, all of these actions impugn the integrity of the arbitration process. Thus, the NFL's refusal to follow these agreed-upon procedures in the CBA resulted in a repudiation of the grievance procedures sufficient to vest jurisdiction in the district court. So that last sentence is kind of legalese for because the NFL did this, Ezekiel Elliott, does, they did violate the CBA, and that's sufficient,
right, so
evidence
that's gonna help Zeke,
merit court
maybe get a chance to win this thing. So
exactly, and it's very positive in Zeke's side when it comes to back. But again,
we're losing you. Sorry,
I felt like there was a reason that they didn't want to go to the court in New York. I can't really speak on the bias or whatever, but I'm just really hoping the judges there make the correct decision and really take the time to look at the facts of the case.
I agree, and hopefully it'll be fair and just, and this will help Zeke in some way. I believe that he should defend himself to the end, because this is the kind of thing you don't want your name to be attached to, even if it's not in the court of law.
You said it before, baby. It's not just about his job.
To the end. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not just about his job or missing 6 weeks, about him, his reputation, and his livelihood for the rest of his life.
Right. And I see exactly, and that's the thing. He's got to fight no matter what, even if it means that he might be suspended next year. I mean, for Ezekiel Elliott, he has to go all the way with this, in my opinion. Exactly. Whatever happens.
So, and regardless of how it ends up, he does have to take it all the way. And I'm going to say it, if he ends up suspended, I would think the players are going to strike next year. I don't see how they wouldn't strike.
Well, we'll see. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, it's very possible.
I know that's a different can of worms, but I don't know how I, as a player, would feel comfortable playing in a league or playing for a team that could just turn on you.
Unfortunately, the players agreed to that, and that's where the big issue is. I see that.
That's
what Cowboys Abroad says, that this Zeke case highlights. And I guess you could even say similar to Brady, but even more so in this situation, because that's not really a legal law he was breaking, Brady. This is an actual legal law that was found, evidence pointed that he was innocent, and the NFL still chose to suspend him. But he's saying that the Zeke case highlights the dangers in letting employers do this, and that's a key thing.
Yeah.
You got to also get some workers' rights in this stuff, and that's would be the NFL players, and they went for it, hook, line, and sinker, and now Goodell.
I know, but I don't think any players. I agree. I don't think any players obviously went into this expecting, anything like this at all.
Well,
but now we're here, and this is the reality.
Yeah.
So
this is the first real major time it's ever happened, too.
At the end of the day, the players need to protect themselves.
Yeah, I agree. And Cowboys Abroad says that the court in New York is in NFL's pocket. I mean, I don't want to say that they're definitely getting bought by the NFL, bought off, but they're definitely going to side with the NFL. It's just there are probably things
exactly, which is why that whole Texas precedent is so important, guys, because the court in New York can't just turn a blind eye on what 2 judges have already said.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
all right.
Let's see how it goes from here. But, baby, I'm going to head out now.
I see some new people on here. I want to get some questions, guys. I see Chris Sr., Corey Mussenden. Sorry if I messed that up. I see Amy Kim Flies on here. What's up?
So, Mussenden.
Huh?
Mussenden.
Corey Mussenden. Thank you, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to head out. Make sure to stick around with my fiance.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
For everything, fiance. And I'll see you soon.
Love you, baby. And guys, talk to you guys soon. We'll be joining you guys tomorrow night and bring you guys just NFL Madden, relax, calm stream, and just general updates.
Probably, and then we'll do the game day live stream, which is no Cowboys, it's a bye week, but we will be watching the Red Zone. So join us for that. Fiance, the kid, the kids will be there too, making a little surprise appearances here and there. We're just gonna have a relaxed Sunday, not worry about Cowboy football. We're gonna just worry about NFL football and do our thing. So, baby, thank you again. I appreciate everything. We all appreciate everything you did for this, as far as finding out the information, really breaking it down in the legal layman's terms. Thank you, baby, and get home safe. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, love you. Bye.
I love you too. Bye, fiance. Oh, guys. That was interesting. That was fun. Hey, here you go. So I hope that was informative, guys. I'm going to take some questions. I do see Chris has a good question, which, again, we kind of answered the thing about Navarro Bowman. That seems to be not doesn't seem, it is definitely the big news of the day, I guess you can say. in the NFL that he's cut. You know, he was cut from the 49ers. He is a very good linebacker. I mean, a top linebacker. And I do like the fact that the Cowboys should take a look at him. But if anybody can be out there right now, throw me some numbers. Let me know what his contract is. Let me know. I mean, I don't know how that works since they cut him. Can you sign him for a lesser amount? What was he getting paid? And, you know, that'll give us a good idea about what range he's going to want. A little lower than that, but we at least know the range, and then I can tell you if we can afford it or not. Let's see. Sorry I'm late, Chris said. So so that's how you were saying. Yes, Lee and Navarro Bowman were beasts at Penn State. They used to call him linebacker U. And again, I like Navarro Bowman. It's about the cost. It's about the cost, you know, of getting him and being able to afford him with the mindset that we still have to pay Zach Martin huge amounts of money before hopefully the end of the season. So, you know, we're still keeping hope alive on that. So, guys, I mean, I've been doing this for about 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the Fiancee's breakdown of the Zeke thing. I'm down to talk about a couple last things here before we break out. Is a weekend relaxing with the family. Like I said, little Jay is watching Marathon of Stranger Things, prepping for 2 weeks from now, from when it's on I think the Friday, October 27th. By the way, guys, happy Friday the 13th in October. Pretty cool. So let's see here. And you know, Cowboys Broad says this creates a double jeopardy situation, basically creating your own legal system. Exactly. And I don't know if that's legal or not, but it does seem that has been legal so far. So we'll see. Cowboys Broad. Of course, Cowboys Broad, another question. Why was he released, Navarro Bowman? Now, that's a great question. Again, if someone can find that for me, please let me know his numbers and why was he released. I just saw things that they said oh, he's been a great part of San Francisco, one of the best linebackers you ever had, but no reasoning why he was released. So let me know if you guys have that info. Corey says, so what do y'all think personally the worst outcome? The worst outcome for Zeke, I mean, the worst outcome right now, looking at the way the season is going, is if we well, two possibilities. I think number one would be if he gets suspended next year. At this point, that would hurt us. That would hurt us the most. The best outcome would be, you know, he wins this. He keeps going. It keeps going in the court system. They look it over and they realize that his rights were violated. That they kind of railroaded him. And if that can be proven, which is going to be tough, then I think Zeke wins and he gets all his games wiped clean. And that's the best case scenario, but is also the most unlikely scenario, in my opinion. The worst outcome would be he gets to 6 games. You can't get anything worse than that. But it would be when it falls. So I would say 2 different locations I would hate it. Right now it would probably be the best situation. If we can rebound and win 4 games, you know, out of the next 6 when he's not there, I think we would be hyped up even more and be ready to finish it up the last 5 weeks of the season, the last 5 games. I think our team would be ready to roll full, locked and loaded. I think the defense will be a lot better by week 8. I think they'll be a lot better, the defense. You know, with the youth and with the inexperience and with the injuries and with the suspensions, now everyone's back. And we got a nice week here to rest. And you gotta really rebound here. The next 6 games without Zeke, if that's the way it ends up being, I think that's the best case scenario with Zeke being gone during that time. But so the end of the year, if we don't rebound, it doesn't really matter. Then if we just blow these next 6 games, then it doesn't really matter. I hope then everybody's probably hoping this thing gets resolved either way, and and hopefully, of course, he gets all his games, the suspensions wiped clean, but probably not. So it means let him, you know, do it the end of the season, you know, at the worst case scenario, if we're out of the running already, you know, by 5 or 6 more weeks from now. But the worst case would be next season, starting on a clean slate with this whole entire situation again, going 1 through 6 games gone. That would suck. So, Corey says, love your family, go Cowboys. Of course, man, forever. Guys, make sure you guys hit like in case you haven't already. And if you're new, hit subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so you get these daily live streams. Again, bye week, you know, it's going to kind of be relaxed the next 4 days, you know, now basically 3 days, you know. So, you know, Tuesday, they're going to be back at practice. We should see Strongly out there. We should see Chaz Green out there. We're going to see Chidobe Awuzie out there. All these guys will be on the field. And assuming no setbacks in the rest of the week of practice next week, we're going to see them all on the field playing against the Navarro Bowman-less San Francisco 49ers. So that'll be interesting if we can sign him and then he plays against his Niners. That'd be actually a smart thing for the coaching staff to do if he's affordable. If we can afford him, guys. That's a very big if. So if you guys know the numbers on that, let me know, please. Give me a second. 1 second, guys. Make sure I don't mess this up here. There we go. There we go. So hopefully it's all good here with the video, guys. There we go. 2 years, $9 million contract. So is that $9 million per year, or is that total of 9? Because if that's the case, that's 4.5. I think we can get him for 4, 3.5. I say get him. That sounds affordable for someone of his caliber. If it's $9 million per year, 2 year, $9 million total is okay. If it's $9 million per year for 2 years, then I say we cannot afford him. There's no way. And just in case you guys were wondering about this shirt, I've had this shirt since Father's Day of this past year, and I just wanted to let you guys know my daughter got me this wonderful shirt with help from my fiance. And as you can see, it is. I love this shirt. I'm gonna be wearing it a little more often because I had it out of the rotation. But check it out. Enjoy. Go Cowboys. Oh, man. All right. I think I'm going to end up joining my daughter and watching some Stranger Things, catch up on that series since I kind of forgot it a little bit since it was aired last July. But, guys, listen, it's been great. It's been fun. Make sure you guys don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. We'll be back doing this tomorrow. I know Fiancee said I was going to do the Madden live stream. There is no game this week, so maybe I'll do, I don't know, the game of the week this weekend, and maybe I'll play it out on there through Madden 18, and you guys can join in for the chat. I'll have my headset on, and we'll be talking and chatting away. That's probability for tomorrow. And then Sunday, guys, we're doing the Red Zone. We're doing a Red Zone, stream, game day live stream. No Cowboy game, but there's a lot of other games, and we'll probably be streaming towards the third and fourth quarters of the early games. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you, Amy Can Fly. And keep your eyes out for that. We will. It's going to be, hopefully the games will be some exciting games, and, Red Zone, you can't really leave your seat when you're watching that. So we'll be watching that. You can see our reactions, our commentary for the other games that are going on on the early games on Sunday. And, Fiance will be there with myself, with our kids, Little J and Little G will make some appearances here and there. They're just chilling, going to have fun. And guys, listen, don't lose hope yet. It's still a long season ahead. Let me see something. Hold on. Total of $9.7 million this year. So you're saying he's getting 2 next year, huh? Interesting. I think we could work something out with that, Cowboys Abroad. Sorry for deflecting my path, but I appreciate that. Thank you for breaking that down for us here on My Cowboys Family. So thank you so much, Cowboys Abroad, for that info. Yeah, that could be affordable. Could be affordable. I'm not sure. He's not going to take 7 this year, and I don't think if he was getting 7 with the Niners. I don't know. I guess he could take. It really comes down to what he's going to want to take. But if we can get him down to 5 or 4, I think we have a shot for him. We'll see. What's up, man? Lime said Demek. I can't say your name. Sorry, Liam. Remember to vote MVP Aaron Rodgers. I hate to say it, but right now I'd say yeah. He's probably one of the MVPs, the top candidates at MVP this year. So congrats to Aaron Rodgers, Packer fans, and the Green Bay Packers for their victory over our Cowboys this past weekend. But I'm a Cowboy fan for life. And let me just tell you guys, no matter what happens, even if we go 2-14, I'm going to be screaming all day and all night, go Cowboys. And I'm going to keep doing it, guys. Never going to stop being a Cowboy fan. Just remember that. Wow, that's big news, guys, for college. Number 2 team just lost. Clemson lost to Syracuse. So big upset in football, in NCAA football. Guys, have a great night. Okay, have a safe and enjoyable Friday evening and Saturday afternoon. We'll, like I said, and Fiance said, we'll be back tomorrow with something tomorrow. We're doing some Halloween fun with the kids. So try to get some stream going or something with Madden, and of course the game day live stream on Sunday during the Red Zone. Most exciting hours of the day, the end of the early games. So keep an eye on that, guys. Hey, make sure you hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the little notification bell for these live stream updates daily. And never forget, guys, always and forever, 2 very important words. Go Cowboys! Woo! Didn't want to break your eardrums, guys. Enjoy, guys. Take care, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Go Cowboys.